Hey again, welcome to another episode of the Life at the Lake Campus podcast, where I, Josh Ricker, have been interviewing some students and asking about their experiences here at Lake Campus so far. So today I have Katelyn Meyer with me. Katelyn, thanks for joining us.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Caitlin is a first-year psychology major from Versailles. Caitlin, would you mind giving us a little bit more of an intro to yourself?
Yeah. So, like you said, I'm a first year psych major. I just recently graduated from Versailles High School last spring, and I love it here at the lake, and I love how it's gone so far. I've only had 2 semesters, but so far I would say it's going great.
All right, so part of the reason why I wanted to have you on the podcast is because you're so early on in your college career, and I also know just from the things you brought up in class a couple times, you've taken a lot of stuff before you even came here. So could you kind of tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah, so beginning in like my freshman year, I'll have to give a lot of thanks to like my teachers in high school. They kind of asked us like, "Do you want to take CCP?" And I didn't really know what that was, but they kind of just explained that you would get college credit for it. And I'm the oldest of 6, so I didn't really know what it was, but I was like, sure. So I signed up for a lot of those classes, and it was pretty much the same as my high school classes. I just had to sign up, and I had to maintain an A or B in order for it to count towards college. So I just took as many as I could for the classes I was already taking, and then if it was offered through CCP, I would have to sign this paper for that specific class. But it wasn't a great amount of extra work to sign up for CCP, so that's why I was able to easily get that many classes. Yeah, that's kind of how it worked and how it started. So then I just did that 4 years high school.
You did that all 4 years of high school?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you just have to maintain that A or B, which was not too much of a problem. So yeah, you just keep that. You sign up, and you don't have to take any additional tests. I know you might have used to, but I think COVID kind of also messed with that a little bit. So you don't have to take any additional tests. You just have to make sure you sign up for it. And at least at Versailles, it was the same way as the high school class. You were just also taking it for college credit.
So at Versailles, you guys, none of those students come to our campus. You guys have your teachers there do it? Because I know a couple of
Right.
schools around here do it that way.
Yeah, no, ours was just our teachers, and I mean, I don't know how they had to, if they had to be certified or anything, but yeah, they just taught us the same way. There was like students in our classes that weren't CCP. We were just taking it for college credit, and some of them were not, but it was essentially the same class.
So then what was the ultimate thing then that kind of led you to making the decision of not just taking like a college credit plus class, but like how many, I think you said 60-ish hours or something is what you ended
I
up
had
with?
like, there's like 47-ish
So then what kind
when
of
I
led
came
to,
in.
yeah, what led to that? What made you think I'm just going to really load down now?
I would say Versailles was very good at like implementing kind of a system and a plan to get you ready for college. So they gave a lot of presentations and slideshows about CCP, and they would basically just kind of introduce what it was and how this will help you in your future. But like I said, me being the first kid, I was kind of like, okay, well, I don't really know what this is, but I was surrounded by a lot of friends that were doing it, and that were also, I would say, educationally focused. So that was just kind of the norm around a lot of people, was to just take CCP if it was offered in that class.
Was there anything different at all then in high school, like in terms of the CCP route as opposed to you going the standard high school route? Because I know you just said
Well,
it was
yeah.
kind of standard class, but
Well, the classes that offered CCP were definitely like more advanced. So, like for example, in English, you could take like, I think in freshman year, it's just like English, or no, junior and senior year. I know there's like an English 11 and English 12, but for CCP, you could take Brit Lit or American Lit, and those counted for CCP. So I never took any English 11 or English 12 classes. Those are more just the standard high school level. You couldn't even get CCP with those, but with like Brit Lit, American Lit, you can still take them as high school, but you can also take them for CCP.
did you see any differences in like terms of lifestyles then, like things outside of school that were different between you as a CCP student and somebody who wasn't taking it? Like was there any challenges you had in terms of like trying to manage like a job or sports or any type of other clubs that might have not applied to other students?
Yeah, I would say it was just like the amount of homework that you had. It was definitely in those English classes a lot more writing, and like even foreign language, like that counted as CCP as well. but you don't have to take that in high school if you don't want to. So I guess it was just a lot more homework. In the standardized classes, it was more just class, maybe a worksheet or something. But for CCP, I know they had to have like certain assignments that we had to do and complete and all that. So definitely more homework, but nothing major, like crazy major.
So did you find that taking CCP classes, did it prepare you well enough to transition now into college? Like how did that affect your ability to kind of work your way around campus now, having that experience of having college classes under your belt?
So, this is actually something like I've talked about a lot, like with my mom and dad and stuff. So in math, which were also not statistics, but CCP, that helped me a lot for college because at Versailles in 8th grade, they would start you off with a high school course if you wanted to. So in 8th grade, I took like algebra, and then from there on, you can just take whatever classes you want instead of like college math is offered at the senior level. But my senior year, I took stats, and that has helped me remarkably at college. Like a lot of the things that I learned in my CCP statistics course has helped immensely, like for what I'm doing now in psychology.
What's been the hardest thing then this year coming to campus, not having that experience yet?
So the hardest part would be because I had a lot of CCP credits for like English, math, foreign language, all of those. The hardest part is actually applying it to my major because I took like psychology, intro to psych in high school for CCP, but that was the only psychology oriented class. I know we offered sociology, but at that time I didn't know I was going to go into psych, so I didn't take that. But that would be the hardest part is that when I came to college and they were telling me that I could take all these advanced courses, I was fine in the math department, in the writing, all that. I was pretty prepared. But the hardest part is also keeping up with the psychology aspect of it because I'm not as experienced in that. So I'll be in these higher level classes and I'll understand how to do the math, but then the professor or somebody will make a reference to an old psychology theory or term or something. And because I'm in a higher level class, most students already know what that is. But I mean, I won't get those types of things, but that's just where you do your own research. And if you kind of need to know it, then you just figure it out on your own. And it's not that bad though. But I would say definitely catching up with the actual psychology part because you don't get that in high school. Obviously, is the hardest part. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get there though. I mean,
yeah.
We've brought up multiple times this year how you're in my research methods class right now, which is typically a junior level class. So you still got some time to really pack in the rest of the psychology related stuff. But that's kind of the typical route. Is you kind of you build that foundation with the early English and math and all that kind of stuff, and then once you get to later in your second year, early in your junior year, you start to take the specialized courses. So you're just kind of going in an advanced route that way. But yeah, it's stuff that you can navigate with the right resources and stuff. So is there anything in particular about the Lake campus that sticks out to you in terms of, I didn't really expect this, but this is kind of nice that we have this year?
I would say I knew like I grew up in Versailles, so I knew it was like a smaller campus and stuff, but I didn't realize how close you were actually like to your classmates and professors. Not saying like even like friend wise, but just like in the classroom you can conversate with your students and still do like group work, because I feel like at universities and stuff, I don't know, I haven't ever been to one, but I don't think you do as much group collaboration and in-person task, I guess. So I like that aspect because I like to ask questions and just see what's actually going on. So I definitely didn't expect that because I was just like, oh, it's college, like it'll be so different. And while it is still different, I like the aspect that it kind of feels like that high school vibe where the classroom is small and you can still collaborate with people easily.
And not just stuff inside the classroom. I mean, I know you joined us to our group where we went to TLC and for Valentine's Day, made some Valentines with the kids, and you actually sat down and read a book to them. And I feel like that's an experience too that you don't necessarily always get at like a larger university. So
right, because that's another great point. Is just like those opportunities, like you just emailed the site club and whoever wanted to sign up could do it. But I would definitely say that's an advantage to the Lake because you get a lot more opportunities for those kind of things.
All right, so let's kind of wrap things up. Do you have any advice to any students who might be following in a similar path to you, and specifically like those students right now who are in high school who are considering going to college? Like, what would you tell them?
I would say definitely try to take as many CCP classes as you can if you're up for it, but because that has definitely helped. I'm planning on graduating early, so if you want to do that, that definitely helps a lot in getting a good head start in college. So I would definitely look into those CCP courses.
All right. Well, Caitlin, I think our time's up. So thank
Alrighty.
you very much for joining us.
Yep, thank you.
All right. If anybody has any questions that I need to ask any particular students or other people in the Lake Campus community, feel free to let me know. And if not, I will talk to everybody in the next episode.